Benchmarks log gains for the second consecutive week, outperformed the mid and small cap indices. What has changed at IIFL Finance since RBI restrictions? How does future growth strategy change? Chairman A.K. Purwar tells us up ahead on the show. Government vows to save SpiceJet, ready to give a breather for SpiceJet within the ambit of law, says Aviation Minister Ram Mohan Naidu. BSNL PIP's private telcos and subscriber addition adds over 29 lakh users in July, while the other players lose subscriber base. EY Chairman Rajiv Memani regrets not attending Anna Sebastian's funeral, says it's completely alien to the company's culture. Hackers target Supreme Court's YouTube channel, promote cryptocurrency developed by US-based Ripple Labs, make previously uploaded videos private. The row over alleged fat in Tirupati Laddu reaches the Supreme Court. Lawyer files a petition alleging that the act violates fundamental Hindu religious customs. Israel bombs Lebanon in a series of airstrikes as it hit 100 rocket launchers, several Hezbollah buildings, and a weapon depot hit. Buyers line up outside Apple stores as iPhone 16 series goes on sale in India. Series includes iPhone 16, iPhone 16 Plus, iPhone 16 Pro, and iPhone 16 Pro Max with slightly updated design and improved hardware. Hello and welcome. You're watching Profit 360 on NDTV Profit. I'm your host Himakshi Bahugna, and along the next half an hour, we'll bring you the latest on the markets as well as national and international news. So the markets ended the record week with highs as they tracked global markets that recorded fresh closing gains. Harsh joins in with a wrap of all the market action.
Well, what a day to close the week, as well as what a day for markets. All-time highs. We've closed very close to the all-time highs, just about 60 points from where we touched the all-time high and came off. 1.5% higher on the Nifty 50. Very good strength, and this wasn't just seen on the Nifty. We saw this across the market, even broader markets. If you pull up the advanced decline, see the kind of breadth we saw across even broader markets. We saw very good traction, 1% plus both on the Nifty mid cap as well as the Nifty small cap indices. So good strong traction. Even in terms of sectors, we saw very good traction, led by banks, of course, on the frontline index. We saw 1.5% on the Nifty Bank. PSU banks were flat, and despite that, the Nifty Bank delivered a very solid day today. So that's one thing that stood out for me. Nifty Auto 1.9% higher. Nifty Pharma was again up a solid 1/3%, but Nifty FMCG up 1.4%. Nifty Metal also 1.7% higher. So everything except the Nifty PSU Bank has done well. Nifty PSU Bank slight negative bias at close. That's how we've closed, at least on the bank. In terms of specific names which shown on the Nifty 50, M&M, ICICI Bank went home with gains of 5% and 4.5% respectively. JSW Steel did well as well, chipping in. In terms of contributors, it was the banks and M&M which really drove markets higher, but outside of that, the secularity of it, nearly 45 stocks in advances. Grasim was probably the only big loser within the Nifty 50 pack, 2.3% lower.
Sameer Vartak, CIO of Sage One Investment Managers, is positive on the banking sector. He said that the strong fundamentals of the sector justify why it's currently overvalued.
Financials, as you know, the banking stocks are cheaper. I'm saying beyond just financials, because you can't look at the enterprise value to operating cash flow for financials. So I'm excluding that. And even that universe is... the median over the last 20 years is about 17.1 times. We are at 19.4. And hence, some overvaluation probably the market deserves, given the fundamentals of the balance sheet, the fundamentals of the banking system, the kind of capex the government is putting.
IIFL Finance has been in limelight today as they announced that the Reserve Bank of India has removed the restrictions previously placed on its gold loan business. We spoke to the chairman of IIFL Finance earlier today, and this is what he had to say about what changed at the company since RBI restrictions, how future growth strategy will change.
The biggest impact of these restrictions has been that, well, we had almost 3,000 branches. And since our technology platform is very robust, say for example, the day on which the restrictions were imposed on us, up to that day or on an average in a day, we were funding around 30,000 small borrowers per day, 30,000 applicants we were handling every day. Now, that kind of business simply has vanished from us for the last 6 months. Most of our loyal customers are feeling pinch. Many of our staff, in today's scenario, the basic pay is not sufficient unless until you have the variable pay component with it. And variable component has vanished because there was no business. So some of the employees were also leaving us. And most importantly, last 2 months or so, the company has entered into a sort of a cash loss situation. And in addition, we were facing lots of restrictions, lots of pressures from our vendors and so on and so forth. It was a very, very tough, challenging and demanding time. You have asked a very important question, in fact. You know what has happened that whatever we have lost in 5-6 months, yes, our book has come down from gold loan book has come down from 23,000 crores to almost 10,000 crores. The first and the most important job is to pick the company back on this, which we are doing. From today onwards, the loans are being given. Most importantly, the way in which the organization is organized, and thanks to our technology platform, we have the capacity to entertain 30,000 new applications every day, which we are doing as on 27th or 28th of March when these restrictions were imposed to us. So we have that kind of capacity thanks to our technology, which we have got installed. So my rough assessment is that we shall not only be achieving 23,000 crores, which was there at 31st, as on 27th March, we shall be exceeding it by 31st March 2025. And also, in addition, we are also looking at diversifying our business. We would like to add a couple of more verticals, maybe auto loans, maybe something else, maybe something more innovative. So as to ensure that we have a couple of other important product lines and our over-dependence on gold loan portfolio gets right. And I come from State Bank of India, having spent 40 years there. It is able to survive in any situation because of highly diversified asset base and deposit base. So this organization also would be now looking at substantially diversifying its asset base.
The telecom space is in focus after BSNL was the only telco to gain subscribers in July. This is according to the date released by TRAI. Rucha Sumaya joins us for more on this.
So TRAI, that is the Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, has come out with the July subscriber-based data for the telecom companies. Well, the highest addition was for BSNL, wherein it added about 29 lakh mobile subscribers. Now, the big telecom players such as Reliance Jio, Vodafone Idea and Bharti Airtel, all of them lost subscribers, with the highest loss happening in Bharti Airtel at around 17 lakh mobile subscribers, followed by Vodafone Idea, which lost about 14 lakh subscribers, and Reliance Jio losing about 7.5 lakh mobile subscribers. Now, this is about the total telecom subscriber base. Now, remember that the big telecom companies had come out with a tariff hike earlier in the month of August, and therefore the September telecom data, the subscriber data, was very important for these companies. And this is even more important after the AGR dues plea was scrapped by the Supreme Court yesterday, and all of the focus which shifted to the telecom players. Well, mix of brokerage views as well that we got today morning.
Now, Deepak Shenoy of Capital Mind said that it is difficult to imagine anything but a planned bankruptcy for Vodafone. Here's what he had to say about the troubles faced by Vodafone.
Why do we want to protect it? It can still go through bankruptcy and come out with a new owner in a better resolution. I don't see why we can't do that. We can still have three players, but we can have three healthy players rather than two healthy players and one not at all healthy player. At some point, this starts becoming more difficult to imagine in terms of any other thing than a planned bankruptcy, if you may. But I mean, a lot of things can happen. The promoter can infuse more capital. I don't know whether they want to. They've always said they won't, but recently they put in that 2,000 crores. Vodafone has written this off in its books completely. They are in their books. They mention India as we've written it down to zero. I mean, given that there is a solution that involves bankruptcy and a resolution plan through a bankruptcy, you can make it faster. We need to make our bankruptcies much faster. People drag them along, put them to court cases, take 5 or 6 years. In 5 or 6 years, Vodafone Idea will not have any subscribers left. If it were to do, you have to do a really quick, well-managed bankruptcy process. If you could do that, why would you try to bail it out with taxpayer funds? It's a terrible way to use our money. We have better ways to do that.
In a major blow to SpiceJet, the Supreme Court upheld the Delhi High Court's decision to ground the 3 leased engines of the low-cost airline. The ruling comes after the French lessors filed a case against SpiceJet last December seeking payment and repossession of the engines. With the Supreme Court refusing to intervene, SpiceJet faces mounting challenges in its ongoing crisis. On the other hand, the Union Aviation Minister backed SpiceJet, saying that he won't compromise on any safety of passengers, but also won't let the airline shut down.
SpiceJet or any other airlines, if it comes to safety and security of operating a plane, if there is any wrongdoing there, we are not going to compromise. We are going to take strict action. That I want to make it clear. But if it is, see, these guys are facing some financial issues these days, and that is why there seems to be some problems that have arisen. And now, if you ask me, I don't want another airlines to go out of the system, because that is going to, see, right now they have 26 planes, they are servicing so many routes in the country, and some where SpiceJet is only operating. Now, if they go out, then that airport, there is no one to service that area. So I don't want that for my passengers also. Right. I want them to be thoroughly serviced. So I'm just creating that breathing space so that they also can put things together and within the ambit of the law. Right. I'm not doing any undue favor. I'm just facilitating so that they also have the advantage of trying to bring things together and all that.
Cybersecurity breaches don't seem to end, it seems. Shockingly, the Supreme Court's official YouTube channel was hacked and led to the display of videos promoting cryptocurrency content. I'm joined by my colleague Varun Gakar to give us a comprehensive breakdown of the whole incident.
That's right. So in a tech lapse at the Supreme Court of India, the top court's YouTube channel appears to have been hacked and was seen showing videos of XRP, a cryptocurrency developed by American-based company Ripple Labs. Now, the YouTube channel, which was used to broadcast hearings of public importance and constitutional bench hearings, seems to have been compromised, and videos uploaded by the top court on the channel earlier have been removed by the hacker. Now, in the morning, a blank video was surfaced on the channel which showcased a clarification pertaining to a $2 billion fine imposed by the Securities and Exchange Commission of the United States of America and Ripple Labs' response to it. However, since then, the channel has been disabled and registry has taken cognizance of the matter and will soon look into what caused this breach.
The Tirumala Prasad issue has made its way to the Supreme Court. A petition has been filed before the Chief Justice seeking immediate intervention in the matter related to the laddus being served at the Tirumala temple in Tirupati. This comes after a report made public by the Andhra Pradesh government, which revealed that the traces of pig fat, lard, beef tallow and fish oil were found in the prasad distributed there. I'm joined by my colleague Uma Sudhir with more on this. Uma, what are you picking up?
a war of words is now broken out between the ruling Telugu Desam alliance and Jagan Mohan Reddy on the other side, with the TDP and the NDA here alleging that lab samples seem to indicate that animal fat was present in the ghee that is being used to prepare Tirupati Laddu. What the Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanam has done is to organize a press conference by the Executive Officer, Chief Executive Officer Mr. Shamal Rao, who confirmed the findings of the report that we had put out yesterday, saying that not just vegetable fat but also animal fat, including fish oil, beef tallow, as well as lard, which is a white kind of fat that is found in pig tissue, that all those ingredients had been found in the ghee sample that was sent to the NDTV calf lab at Gujarat for testing. What the executive officer has said is that there are no labs in Tirumala per se or under TTD per se so far to be able to test any of these samples, and when they got complaints about the quality of the laddu going down, that's when they decided to go for the sensory parameters, and they have found that the sensory parameters were violated, and they said it is through e-auctions that the procurement in fact happens, and they had blacklisted the supplier who had given this adulterated form of ghee. Subsequently, Jagan Mohan Reddy is in fact holding a press conference in which he is saying that all this is a diversionary tactic.
Now, Union Food Minister Prahlad Joshi and Health Minister JP Nadda have commented on the matter, asking for detailed reports from Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu and taking action appropriately.
बहुत ही गंभीर मामला है, तो इसलिए इसका पूरा डिटेल्ड इंक्वायरी होना चाहिए। डिटेल इंक्वायरी के बाद जो भी गलती किया है उनको जरूर सजा मिलेगी।
असल में ये खबर डिजिटल मीडिया के माध्यम से आई है और कुछ जगह पर रिपोर्ट हुआ है, तो जैसे ही ये खबर मुझे मिली मैंने चंद्रबाबू नायडू जी से बात की, उनसे मैंने डिटेल्स की है और मैंने उनको कहा है कि आप तुरंत जो आपके पास अवेलेबल रिपोर्ट है वो रिपोर्ट आप मुझे भेज दें। उस रिपोर्ट को मैं एग्जामिन भी करूँगा, स्टेट रेगुलेटर से भी बातचीत करूँगा, उनका क्या कहना है उसको भी जानूँगा। उस जो रिपोर्ट है जिस सोर्स से आई है उस रिपोर्ट को पूरी तहकीकात करके उसके सारे पहलुओं को ध्यान में रखकर सूटेबल एक्शन विल बी टेकन अकॉर्डिंगली, जो भी कानून के दायरे में और जो भी हमारी नियमावली फूड सेफ्टी स्टैंडर्ड्स अथॉरिटी ऑफ इंडिया के तहत आती है उसके तहत हम इस पर कार्रवाई।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be on a 3-day official visit to the United States from 21st to 24th of September. He will attend the annual Quad Summit and address the Summit of the Future at the UN General Assembly. The summit will be held in Wilmington, Delaware, and is being hosted by US President Joe Biden. The Ministry of External Affairs on Tuesday also announced that India will host the next Quad Summit in 2025. Israel has now entered a new phase in its war. The conflict is expanding beyond Gaza to include the northern front with Lebanon. The Israeli military have taken out more than 100 rocket launchers that were aimed at Israel from Hezbollah's position in southern Lebanon. This comes just a day after Hezbollah's leader Hassan Nasrallah vowed revenge following the pager and walkie-talkie detonations. The ongoing clashes have triggered mass evacuations on both sides of the border, with Hezbollah launching attacks and Israel responding with the airstrikes. The conflict is feared to spill into a larger regional confrontation. Paying through the cards and UPI is slowly becoming a thing of the past. As the global fintech industry grows, so does the ease of making payments. Soon you may not need either of your phone or even your card to pay for services and products. What will you use instead? Take a look at what MasterCard has come up with.
Imagine using your watch to make a payment. Well, that is precisely what MasterCard and Boat, India's leading wearables brand, have joined hands to help you do. Cardholders will be able to tokenize their existing MasterCard debit and credit cards for all supported banks and enable tap and pay functionality on their Boat smartwatches.
So Boat is very proud of this partnership. I think we are the first Indian brand to do tokenization on the card and on the app. the partnership goes a long way in terms of bringing, you know, technology at a price which is not being available to the Indian audience. And I think, you know, contactless payment is going to be the future, where you're talking about buses, metros, coffee shop, right? You don't want to pull out your phone, scan anything. So anything under 5,000, I think this is the way to go. And I think that market will keep growing.
This strategic collaboration aims to democratize contactless payments and extend an unmatched user experience for Indian customers. With this product, MasterCard has yet again shown its commitment for smarter and safer commerce in India.
Well, that's all we have on this edition of Profit 360. But stay tuned to NDTV Profit for more fresh news and updates.
दो खिलाड़ी, दोनों धुरंधर, दोनों के बीच 4 सिल्वर मेडल दुनिया के सबसे बड़े खेलों के मंच पर। फिर भी दोनों का कैरेक्टर बिल्कुल अलग है, लेकिन दोनों की ह्यूमिलिटी सबको इम्प्रेस करती है। और इन दोनों की जो कहानियां हैं वो कई लोगों को इंस्पायर करती हैं। दोनों की मदर दोनों के जीवन की पहली गुरु रहीं और दोनों ने जीवन में काफ़ी कुछ हासिल किया, और जिसकी वजह से आज वो एक स्टार हैं और चाहते हैं कि पूरी दुनिया खेले और उनको भी अपना हिस्सा माने, उनके लिए एम्पैथी रखे, सिंपैथी नहीं, उनको एक इंक्लूसिव जो सोसाइटी है उसकी उन्हें दरकार है। वो चाहते हैं कि भारत और पूरी दुनिया एक इंक्लूसिव सोसाइटी की तरह से नजर आए। दिस इज द इनिशिएटिव समर्थ बाय हंडे इन पार्टनरशिप विथ NDTV। हमारे साथ दो धुरंधर खिलाड़ी हैं, 6-6 फुट से ज़्यादा, 12 फुट से ज़्यादा के जांबाज खिलाड़ी हैं। दोनों ने 2-2 सिल्वर जीता है, और लेकिन दोनों को संतोष नहीं है। जबकि कई लोग पूरी ज़िंदगी लगा देते हैं, एक मेडल नहीं हासिल हो पाता है। मैं कई ऐसे धुरंधर खिलाड़ियों को जानता हूं जिन्होंने क्या कमाल की मेहनत की, क्या नहीं टैलेंट था उनमें, लेकिन इन दोनों को वो दोनों चीज़ हासिल हो गया है। एंड दिस इज़ द इनिशिएटिव समर्थ बाय हंडे इन पार्टनरशिप विथ NDTV। इस तरह की कहानियाँ हम आप दर्शकों तक लाते रहते हैं। तो सबसे पहले निशाद आपसे शुरुआत करते हैं। यार मतलब 6 फुट 4 इंच प्राइवेट आपको स्पॉन्सर्स मिल रहे हैं, सिल्वर मेडल मिल रहा है, लेकिन आप सिल्वर मेडल मिलता है तो आप रोने लगते हो।
जी रोना वो ऐसा है कि संतुष्टि नहीं मिलती। सिल्वर मेडल तो ठीक है, वो जो परफॉर्मेंस की संतुष्टि है ना वो नहीं, सेटिस्फेक्शन नहीं मिलती।
आपने इस बार बहुत ट्रेनिंग चूला विस्ता में काफी, अमेरिका चूला विस्ता में काफी मेहनत की थी।
मैंने बहुत हार्ड वर्क किया था इसके लिए जी, पिछले ओलंपिक्स के लिए भी हार्ड वर्क किया था, इसके लिए भी मैंने कोई कमी नहीं छोड़ी थी। और उम्मीद जो खुद से थी वो नहीं हो पाई पूरी। चाहे सिल्वर होता, ब्रॉन्ज होता, उसमें सेटिस्फेक्शन मिल जाती, बट जो खुद की जो अचीवमेंट थी ना, जो टारगेट रखा था वो नहीं हो पाया।
वो नहीं हो पाया। योगेश आपके साथ भी एक ऐसी कहानी है, क्योंकि आपने 48 भी फेंका हुआ, वर्ल्ड रिकॉर्ड बनाया हुआ, लेकिन यहाँ पे आपका बेस्ट नहीं हो पाया। इसका मलाल रहता है मेडल आप कोई भी जीतो, और कई बार होता है कि आप मेडल ना भी जीतो लेकिन अपना बेस्ट किया तो सेटिस्फेक्शन होता है।
हाँ ये तो है कि खिलाड़ी जब भी अपना बेस्ट करता है तो उसका बेस्ट होने के बाद वो खुश रहता है, खुशी से सोता है। लेकिन जब बेस्ट नहीं करता ना, तो रात भर ये सोचता रहता है कि ट्रेनिंग में कमी कहाँ रह गई थी, डाइट में कमी कहाँ रह गई थी, कोचिंग में कमी कहाँ रह गई थी, मेंटल ट्रेनिंग में कमी कहाँ रह गई थी। ये वो पूरी लिस्ट बनाने में वो इतना ओवर थिंक करने लग जाते हैं ना हम लोग, उस चीज़ से थोड़ी प्रॉब्लम हो जाती है फिर हमको। लेकिन इस बार जैसे ही यहाँ पर पोडियम पे जाते हैं हम लोग, और जब तालियां बजती है और लोग शोर मचाते हैं, तो उसके बाद तो भूल जाते हैं जो सिल्वर है, गोल्ड
उस एक मोमेंट के लिए पूरा कोई खिलाड़ी पूरी जिंदगी जी लेता है उस एक मोमेंट में। अच्छा, आप लोग दोनों को, जो हम लोग बार बार कहते हैं कि इंक्लूसिविटी होनी चाहिए समाज में, आपको लोग बराबरी से, हमारे दोस्त हैं, हमारी पार्टी है, हमारे साथ खेले कूदे, वो एक चीज़ जो है उसका ताना आपको भी झेलना पड़ा, आपको भी झेलना पड़ा योगेश?
जी, झेलना पड़ता हर किसी को, मुझे लगता है, बट वो नहीं होना चाहिए, क्योंकि नहीं होना चाहिए, क्योंकि लोगों की वो जो मेंटेलिटी है, जो उस तरीके से देखते हैं, वो नहीं होनी चाहिए।
वो नहीं होना चाहिए सर। हम भी देखो समर्थ भाई हंडे जो कोशिश है, योगेश आप उससे जुड़े भी हैं, हमारी कोशिश ये है। सबसे पहले तो मुझे ये बड़ा आपका इंटरेस्टिंग है, ये ओलंपिक रिंग है, ये पैरालंपिक का है, और इधर शंकर भगवान का डमरू है, त्रिशूल है ना। योगेश, आपको भी ये ताने झेलने पड़े?
हाँ, मेरे को, मैं सच बताऊंगा टू बी ऑनेस्ट कि मैंने ताने सिर्फ स्कूल में झेले थे, और ताने मैंने जब झेले थे जब मैं स्पोर्ट्स करने निकला था, एक नई सोच की तरफ बढ़ा था, तब मैंने बहुत ज़्यादा ताने झेले थे। और तब बोलते थे, अरे ऐसे ही घूमता है, घूमने जाता है, ऐसे ही कुछ भी आ रहा है।
कॉलेज में तो आप हीरो थे, मैं हंसराज में था, आप किरोड़ीमल में थे।
कॉलेज में तो मैं पूरा हीरो था। मैं स्टूडेंट यूनियन के इलेक्शन भी लड़ा था उस टाइम पे।
एक चीज़ बताइए, जो हमारी जो समर्थ भाई हंडे कोशिश है, हमारी कोशिश ये है कि मतलब जो इस तरह की कहानियाँ हैं सामने आए, एक इंक्लूसिविटी का जो फैक्टर है, एक्सेसिबिलिटी हो, मतलब ये समाज में ये चेतना बढ़े, ये कॉन्शियसनेस बढ़े। तो इसमें सरकार भी अपना काम कर रही है, प्राइवेट सेक्टर भी बहुत कम पार्टिसिपेशन है, लेकिन आपको क्या लगता है लोगों के नज़रिए में बदलाव आया है?
देखा जाए तो नज़रिए में बहुत ज़्यादा बदलाव आया है। अभी जो यंग जनरेशन है, जिनके हिसाब से उनको पैरा स्पोर्ट्स के बारे में पता चला है, तो मैं देखता हूँ अब छोटे छोटे बच्चों को भी पता चल रहा है कि हाँ पैरा स्पोर्ट्स है। और नज़रिए में देखा जाए तो मतलब अब बेचारे के नज़र से इतना नहीं देख रहे हैं, अभी भी उतना मतलब इन्वॉल्वमेंट नहीं हुआ है जितना एबल बॉडी के साथ होना चाहिए।
लेकिन कभी ये पूरी दुनिया में जरूरी है, अभी ऐसा पूरी दुनिया में नहीं हुआ,
पूरी दुनिया में नहीं हुआ। लेकिन अपना इंडिया बहुत फास्ट ग्रो कर रहा है। देखा जाए तो गवर्नमेंट ने सबसे ज़्यादा बहुत ज़्यादा फास्ट ग्रो कर रहा है।
एक मैसेज दो ताकि लोग स्पोर्ट्स को किसी भी लेवल पे, चाहे पैरा स्पोर्ट्स हो चाहे स्पोर्ट्स हो, वो स्पोर्ट्स को बच्चे खेलें, उसको मतलब अच्छे नज़रिए से देखें।
NDTV के दर्शकों को अपना मैसेज देना चाहूँगा, माँ बाप को छोड़ना चाहिए, इतना भी ज़्यादा नहीं छोड़ना चाहिए कि बच्चा हाथ से निकल जाए, उतना छोड़ना चाहिए कि
खेलना चाहिए,
उतना छोड़ना चाहिए कि उसको स्पोर्ट से प्यार हो जाए, कहीं और जगह ना जाए।
आप एक मैसेज दो योगेश।
एक चीज़ कहना चाहूँगा कि जितने भी यंग जनरेशन है, मोबाइल से बाहर निकले, आउटडोर गेम्स खेलें, और जितना अच्छा खेलोगे सारी बीमारी, सबसे ज़्यादा इंडिया में फास्टेस्ट ग्रोइंग डायबिटीज़ है।
बिल्कुल।
और देखा जाए तो उसका मेन कारण खाना नहीं होता, मीठा नहीं होता, मेन कारण होता है डायबिटीज़ का स्ट्रेस। तो छोटे बच्चों पे इतना थोपना, पढ़ाई कर, वो चीज़ों से बाहर निकलो।
यही दो चैंपियन का मैसेज है। और कितना इंपॉर्टेंट बात बोल रहे हैं, नदी में आप मत फेंको और खेलने आने दो। जो बनना है, वो बच्चा बनना चाहेगा, वो खिलेगा, और वो खेलेगा तो खिलेगा। कैमरामैन गौरी प्रसाद के साथ सीन रिवर से विमल मोहन, NDTV।
मैं समर्थ भाई हुंडई का शुक्रिया अदा करना चाहता हूं कि इस सफ़र में उन्होंने मेरे को चुना। थैंक यू।